Hello, everyone, and welcome to Historic Thursdays, a brand new series where I go through all the wars throughout the world that have happened since the French and Indian War, all the way up to Ukraine, Russia, and everything in between. Starting this week, this will be a bi-weekly series. Every 2 weeks, we'll go over all the major conflicts, World War I, World War II, everything, all the proxy wars after World War II, all the small 1812, War of Independence, all that stuff. Everything in between we'll go over. And this is the first episode, the French and Indian War. Um, to start, this war started in 1754 and lasted to 1763. Um, this was a theater in the Seven Years' War, which we might have an episode on that in the future. Well, this was the colonies of the British Empire and versus the French and the Indian tribes. Um, the British also had Indian tribes helping them, but it was mainly the French. Yeah, so let's get started right here. Britain declares war on France 2 years after the beginning. So, beginning the Seven Years' War, both sides were supported by Native Americans, as I said. Fighting took place in Virginia. Um, so the war began over a dispute in the confluence of the Allegheny River in Monongahela. Okay, hold on, my bad. So, the war began over a dispute between the confluence of the Allegheny River and the Monongahela River, called the Forks of Ohio, aka Three Rivers Point, Pittsburgh, as it's known today. This was the site of the French Fort Duquesne, which was later developed as Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, the dispute erupted in violence in the Battle of Jumonville Glen near Uniontown, Fayette County, Pennsylvania, and Hopwood in May of 1754, the year of the war, where a Virginia militiaman ambushed a French patrol unit commanded by the one and only George Washington at the young age of 22 years old. In 1755, six colonial governors, as well as General Edward Braddock, failed in a four-way attack on the French, and it all proved a disaster because General Braddock died during the main assault in the Battle of the Monongahela on July 9th, 1755. So Braddock wasn't all that he is cracked up to be, so they failed in that campaign in 55, had a massive assault, and he died in that battle. Don't know exactly where the Battle of Monongahela, obviously along the Monongahela River, but yeah. So that was the conflict in Ohio. It ended in 1758 with British American victory in the Ohio country, which I think also includes like Western Pennsylvania, stuff like that. All right. In 1755, the British Pitt government fell due to a disastrous campaign effort in 1757, including a failed expedition to Louisbourg and the siege of Fort William to capture French forts, Fort William Henry. So the British government fell due to disastrous efforts. They were not able. The expedition to Louisbourg, I think, was just an assault on the fort itself. That's all it was. It wasn't actually an expedition. William Pitt came to power and greatly increased British military resources and supplies in the colonies. He did a great deal for the military, the British military. Um, he launched a campaign to capture French Canada, and through this campaign, they succeeded by capturing surrounding colonies in the city of Quebec in 1759 or 7, I don't know. The British were also successful in the Montreal campaign where the French succeeded or gave up. So the French gave up Canada with the Treaty of Paris in 1765. So the French gave up French Canada to the British in 1755 with the Treaty of Paris after many successful campaigns by the British. France also seceded more territory. They seceded territory east of the Mississippi to Britain, Great Britain, as well as they succeeded land west of French Louisiana is well not that map. They succeeded land west of the French Louisiana to Spain, which later became Mexico, in compensation for Spain's loss to Britain in Spanish Florida. So they lost a battle in Florida or something like that, and to make up for that, they gave them some land out there in west for French Louisiana. So all this essentially, as you can see, I don't. We'll go over this real quick. These are the French claims here. French claims, possessions of the French. I don't know. English occupation, Spanish possession. So down there in the bottom center, if you don't know where Louisiana is, right there where the river goes up everywhere, that is the area of Louisiana where, like I said, the French gave up the land to the west. I don't know if that includes possessions or just the French claims, but they gave up the lands west of Louisiana, of the Mississippi, to the British in exchange for their loss down here at the bottom right in Florida, So French possession Florida, whatever. So through all this and Britain's great campaigns against the French and the Native Americans, Britain confirmed its position as the dominant colonial power in North America through all this. So this was a very successful campaign for the British as they obviously controlled all of North America, and the French, I think, were just, I think they just gave all their land to the French or the British up there in Canada. So yeah, so the British won out, the Spanish lost out, the French lost out, and yeah. So that concludes today's video. I don't know if it was rather quick. It was actually a lot quicker than I thought. That is Historic Thursdays. That's going to be a bi-weekly series starting from the French and Indian Wars all the way up to Ukraine, Russia will be the final episode. So by the time I get to Ukraine, Russia, hopefully it's still going on. So I'll give you like an update on that. So I'm going to be going through every war every 2 weeks. So one week is going to be Historic Thursdays. The next week is going to be Geography Profiles. And it's just going to flip, flop, flip, flop, flip, flop. All the way till we get somewhere. This series will be uploaded every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern when this one's going up. If you would like, check out the One People podcast tomorrow, Friday, probably 5 p.m., 3 p.m., something like that. Don't know the guest yet. Watch the People's podcast. Check out the other series like the Geography Profiles. I just did the United States. Next week is going to be Pennsylvania Geography. I do have a gaming org called Orbis Gaming. I have a few guys very serious about that. If you'd like to go over to Orbis Gaming YouTube channel, check out the Call of Duty League podcast, and also check out the. I did a video, the Pink Tape Lil Uzi Vert just recently came out, time of recording, as well as I have a City Skyline series up over there on Saturdays. So if you like today's video, Historic Wednesdays, hope to see you again for the War of Independence next week. Thank you and peace out.